Hello and welcome to Perfection IS. In this video, we are going to discuss some important topics for the upcoming BPSC 66 mains examination. Perfection IS is conducting online and offline test series for this same examination. You can join in our test series by contacting to the given contact numbers. You can also get the PDF or the current affair booklet of the same video free of cost just by sending your postal details, postal address to our Perfection IS contact team, and then you will be delivered shortly with all other necessary materials and the PDF booklet. So kindly get the benefit from this facility and make your preparation for the BPS examination more sharper, more edger, and a bit ahead, a cutting edge. Now we'll discuss about medical diplomacy, a very important topic in the international relations. So with the supply of the vaccine diplomacy as well as the hydroxychloroquine and the paracetamol, India played a major role, especially in the earlier phase 1 of the COVID-19 virus, with rather it can be called as the wave 1, first wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, where that was not much devastating as comparison to the second wave. India played a major role. India plays a global diplomatic role and showed the world that how the so-called developed countries were more and more skeptical, were more and more acting toward the protectionism. They are more and more interested to their local interest, and India was interested in fulfilling the global rules. So that the word came medical diplomacy. Before that, India was also famous for the medical tourism, because our medical structures, infrastructure, services are very well acquainted, cutting edge technology in the world, and so kind of number one services. But at the same time, we are having the most affordable medical services, and that is why especially the country of the Southeast Asia and the South Asia countries, even from many of the Africa, are actually visiting India for medical related treatments and services, and that is why India was famous as a soft power in the medical tourism. And that now, especially in the kind of assistance that was given by India to Brazil, USA, or many other countries of the hydroxychloroquine or the paracetamol in the initial stage of the COVID-19 wave in the months of early June, July, or April, March in the 2020, it led to the growth of the medical diplomacy that channels the world to show how the so-called first world countries were more and more skeptical, were more and more enthusiastic, self-centered, where India was more generous enough to help the world. So in the context, India had supplied essential drugs, many pharmaceuticals, hydroxychloroquine to the neighborhoods, acting on both policy, that is the neighborhood first policy, actist policy, and also act as a medical diplomacy of the world. So since India is a pharmaceutical capital, almost 50 to 60% of the pharmacy or the pharmaceutical products go from or make a tour of Indian. So there is not a single pharmaceutical product out of 50 to 60% product which does not have direct or indirect link with India, and that is why India is called the pharmaceutical capital of the world. And that is why medical diplomacy has been staged out, because India is the center of the pharmaceuticals, medical services, and affordable rates with the cutting edge technology as well, and the quality of services at the international level. And so it can be very well adjusted or adjusted that the Indian offices, the Indian medical service staff, the nurses are actually in high demand in many of the countries, especially India. People of the Indian origins are actually very good doctors, health services, healthcare staffs in USA, UK, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kerala nurses having famous all over the world for their kind of knowledge, treatment, and hospitality, etc. Now, what is a medical diplomacy? So it is a kind of a strategic foreign policy which includes the medical aid and support as a kind of a global relation binding. So what happens in the World War I, World War II, there were a kind of a military diplomacy where military was sent for the assistance of many of the small and allied like-minded states. But this medical diplomacy acts on the principle of sending a strategic foreign policy, but with the help of a medical supplies, using medical services and supplies to convert or to create a bondage between two countries and two diasporas, so that we're having a better relation, better acquaintance, better coordination among the world. It is an emerging field in the medical diplomacy that address the dual goals of improving global health and bettering the international relation. So the very idea of sustainable development SDG gold, that better medical care is also being acquainted by the medical diplomacy, which in turn betters the international and the bilateral relations as well. It claims the soft power of India it is the global market because medicines are required now even and then. And since India is also a capital of generic medicines, those medicines which are very less affordable in nature in comparison to non-generic medicine. So especially in the countries of third world like Africa, South Asia, even South America, these medicines are in high demand because of their high accuracy and affordable rates. Growing global market is the point of thing. It is also reinforces the health as a social value and the human right. So being Indian philosophy based on the social values and rights and ethics, where health is the wealth kind of policy has been accepted. So this also reiterates the reason for the Indian medical diplomacy. What are the reasons for India's prominent role? So India's prominent role is there was a global pressure. India has a strong widespread pharmaceutical presence in much of the world, including Western Europe, USA, Japan, and that is why there was India global presence. So India is a globally present in practically almost all at level. That included a kind of a delivery, ethical, moral pressure on Indian diaspora or खास करके Indian government that to provide the medical assistance at the time of need, because it the coming of the powers with the coming of the strength you have better responsibility. And since India is the pharmaceutical capital of the world, India has a global presence, it is a moral responsibility for India to supply drugs, to supply and to help to assist the world whenever it needed. And that was equally done because of the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Our philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that the whole world is a family, we treats everyone as an equal and support whenever in need. Generic medicine. India is the leading producer of generic medicine, with Indian drugs comprise of 20% of the value of the global chain. Drug export. India, the total size of the industry including drugs and medical devices is approximately 43 billion, which is exports 20 billion of the world drugs. So almost 50% is in exported actually. And apart from that, India is also a bigger market for the local consumption as well because of the large amount of population. Traditional medicines, because of the Ayush medicines, yoga, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy, these kind of medicines were also in need because COVID was initially treated as a kind of a diseases which acts your immunity. So better immunity building was also taken as a measure for fighting the COVID-19 pandemic, and that is why the immunity boosters medicines were like the Ayurvedic medicines, the homeopathic medicines, and India being the home of the Ayurveda has been provided and has supplied a lot of products whenever it needed, and it also helped in the medical diplomacy challenging, that is making the soft power image of India all around the world in the fund of medical assistance to the whole of the world. And of course, vaccine manufacturing. India has been played a major role, especially the Serum Institute of India has played a major role in producing the global amount of vaccines, be it initially of the AIDS vaccine or rubella vaccines or smallpox vaccines. And that is why even the COVID-19 vaccines, India Serum Institutes of India has been partnered with US Novavax and the World Health Organization to provide or to produce a vaccine called COVAX. That COVAX is going to be used as a global philanthropic program, as a program by the WHO for global vaccination program, which India, with the Indian institutes are being part of it. India has itself developed two vaccines, two indigenous vaccines, that is the Oxford AstraZeneca has been produced in India, and one Indian vaccine that is being researched, developed, produced in India, is Covaxin. So a better market, a better training, and the better production ability has made India to be accessible or to take the lead in the medical diplomacy, training or medical tourism, that has already been discussed. Now, what are the challenges between the medical diplomacy? So the foreign regulations. First and foremost is the foreign regulation. What is the foreign regulation? Because when we are trying to export the goods, the US FDA, the US Food and Drug Administration and License are actually setting a standard for directing and for making these kind of standards applicable for the medicine, and now that adds to the politics in it. In order to include the non-tariff barriers, such kind of conditions, such kind of strict measures have been used by many of the countries so that their import will be reduced and India's export can be reduced in the same time. So when they don't want to take products don't want to take products from the Indian government, don't want make the Indian pharmaceuticals having profit. They want to nourish their own pharmaceutical industries, and they want to sell the price of the medicine, higher medicine price. They don't want to enter the generic medicines. They include some of the FDA guidelines, some of the measures, because most of the guidelines have been coming from the this US Food and Drug Administration, or WHO. And since they are dominated by the West, the very basic policy is they are not granting licensing easily to these Indian and the Asian products, so that their market will be safe. Then there are economic challenges as well, because India is not that much of economic power. What we are producing should be also be managed. Because of the COVID-19 situation, the economic was also down, so investment was less. And so since investment was less, we were not able to cater all of the world, and that is why it was happened. During the first wave, we were leading in the medical diplomacy, but during the second wave, the wave was so severe that we needed, and all of this structure collapsed, and literally for 2 weeks it was a devastating condition. But later on, we stood, we fought, and we fought well, and things came under control. But since there was an economic challenge, there was a traditional challenge, so we went on in the first wave. In spite of having our problems, India actually kind of supplied vaccines to most of the countries, like neighboring countries: Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Mauritius, Antigua, Trinidad, Tobago, many of the countries, and even Brazil also. Then the concept arises of the intellectual and property rights. The intellectual and property rights, definitely these countries are actually being accessed on the intellectual and property rights, that whatever the discuss having made, whatever the research has been made, they should be provided a better royalty in that, and that will be the better of access, and which causes the rise in the price of the vaccine because of the royalty charges applied by the developing country. So whatever the country develops the formula, research the formula, applies royalty. Indian companies have the power to produce more, but due to lack of investment, the research and development is very less, and that is why what happens, they apply kind of an intellectual property rights to sell, which actually kind of hinders the production. Then active pharmaceutical ingredients, these API are actually being imported from the China, and these kind of raw materials. And since the relation between China and India is not good, so China is not allowing these products to come into India, and that is why, so that India will not be able to garner its better bilateral relations among the world. Lack of infrastructure support, as well as lack of international leadership, because so-called developed countries of the West and the Europe are actually not very interested in taking, originating, propagating, and distributing all the medical assistance, creating a better boundary, creating a better framework for the global leadership. What they want is just self-centered approach, just the welfare of their own people, not of the whole world. First we'll get sufficient, and then we'll help others. This kind of approach used by many of the countries are actually hindering this medical diplomacy.